A technician steps behind a lead-lined wall before pressing a button. Someone drapes a heavy vest over your chest. This happens every time you get an X-ray, and you probably never ask why. But the real story behind that ritual is far more tragic than a safety checklist. In 1898, a scientist in Paris was chasing something invisible. Her name was Marie Curie. Working with her husband Pierre in a converted shed with no proper ventilation, she isolated two new elements from tons of raw ore. She called them polonium and radium. She also gave a name to the strange energy radiating from them. She called it radioactivity. No one understood what that energy could do to a human body. Not yet. Curie handled these materials with her bare hands day after day. She reportedly kept a small tube of radium salts by her bedside, fascinated by the soft blue-green glow it emitted in the dark. She carried vials of radioactive material in her pockets, the way you might carry a phone. To her, it wasn't a warning sign. It was beautiful. Over time, she suffered radiation burns on her hands and experienced persistent fatigue, though no one yet understood the cause. Still, she kept working because the science mattered more to her than the discomfort. Would you have noticed the pattern? Or would the fascination have pulled you in the same way? By 1911, Curie had become the first person ever to win Nobel Prizes in two different sciences, physics and chemistry. The achievement came at a cost that wouldn't be fully understood until years later. In 1934, Marie Curie died. The cause was aplastic anemia, a failure of the bone marrow to produce healthy blood cells. Most historians and scientists attribute her illness to decades of unshielded exposure to radiation through her skin, by inhaling radioactive dust, and through years of close contact with radioactive materials. There were no safety protocols in her lifetime. No lead aprons, no dosimeters, no maximum exposure limits. Many of those protections were developed only after researchers, physicians, and workers, including Curie, revealed the dangers of prolonged radiation exposure. Here's the part that still surprises people. Her laboratory notebooks are still radioactive today. They're stored in lead-lined boxes at the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. Anyone who wants to read them has to sign a liability waiver and wear protective clothing first. Nearly a century after her death, they remain radioactive enough to require controlled handling. Today, lead aprons, exposure limits, dosimeters, and controlled handling procedures exist because decades of experience revealed what prolonged radiation can do to the human body. Curie's work, and the price she paid, became part of that lesson. She wasn't reckless. She was working at the edge of human knowledge, where the dangers hadn't been mapped yet. That's a very different thing.